Yo guys, what is up and welcome back to a brand new video here today and another episode of my F1 2019 modded career mode. Today we are here for round number 20 of the season for the Brazilian Grand Prix, the penultimate race of the season, and we today can win the World Drivers' Championship. We had a match point in the last race in USA. If you haven't seen it, then go watch the episode, but we tried our best in the last one. It didn't quite happen, and we do have a second chance here today at Brazil. You can see on screen the weather forecast this weekend promises to be very, very positive, and also in terms of the R&D graph, there are no upgrades. But I want to mention real quick, if you look at the bottom of the screen, we need to talk about my consistency. Since Bahrain, round number 2 of the season where we got a P6, we've been on the podium every single race, and that is exactly what you want when it comes to fighting for a World Drivers' Championship. But today, we're going to jump now into qualifying here at Interlagos, and nice, pretty much sunny skies, a couple of clouds here and there, but generally speaking, it's a sunny afternoon, and we're going to jump into this qualifying session in which we went for 3 runs with more than 1 lap in each one, because tyre wear is pretty low around here. Lap number 1 didn't go off to a good start. We locked up into the first hairpin, and to be fair, up until that point, the lap was actually the best lap of the entire weekend. I didn't actually do a better first sector than that one all weekend long, and then we locked up again into the next hairpin, and at this point, I just backed off. I decided to, let some cars go by, get a bit of space on track, and instead of boxing for fresh tyres, I went again because I had enough fuel to do another lap. So here we go, now crossing the line, and we do set a okay banker, 105.2. We jump up to 4th place behind Leclerc and also Russell there, but eventually others would set faster lap times, and we got pushed all the way down to P7. This lap though was my best one, so let's run on board for a full lap of the Interlagos circuit.
We have 2 laps of fuel remaining.
And here we go, up to the line, and we do improve by about 2.5 to 3 tenths, and we're still 2 tenths off Verstappen, but we take 3rd place for now. And I thought the lap was pretty good, getting into the 104s, but I knew there was more time to find, especially in the first sector. I then went for another run, and I was slower again, so I decided to back off and try one more time. So I switched the engine down, save fuel and all that good stuff, and tried for one more lap right at the very end of the session. But then we made the same mistake as our first run, clipping the grass on entry to the second hairpin, and we lost the rear end, so unfortunately we had to back out, and that was going to put an end to our qualifying here today. But looking at the final qualifying results, Max Verstappen is on pole position once again. Sebastian Vettel joins him in the Mercedes on the front row. Our teammate Danny Kvyat is in P3 ahead of George Russell, who is P4, and we only manage a 5th place ahead of Sergio Perez, who is in P6 in the Racing Point. Then we've got Charles Leclerc P7 ahead of Antonio Giovinazzi in 8th, and then Carlos Sainz P9 ahead of Valtteri Bottas, making it an all McLaren 5th row on the grid for the race tomorrow. And then looking elsewhere at the bottom half of the table, Lewis Hamilton P11 for the Racing Point team, Alex Albon in 12th, Kevin Magnussen behind there with Pierre Gasly alongside him, and then it's the exact same row with Hulkenberg and Raikkonen again, Renault and Alfa Romeo side by side on the next row, with Norris and Ricciardo, Stroll and Grosjean once again rounding out the back of the grid. And that is your qualifying here today at Brazil. But we're now going to move into the race, a race in which if Verstappen doesn't outscore us by at least 10 points, we should be good to win the World Drivers' Championship. Here we are then on the grid for the start of the Brazilian Grand Prix, starting from P5. Verstappen starts from P1, and today the World Championship could be decided. The reason being is because, of course, we have a benefit on the point standings and things look good for us, but Verstappen could still survive and he could still extend the fight into the next race, into Abu Dhabi. Today, Max Verstappen needs to outscore us by 10 points to keep the championship alive. So, if you do the math, 10 points, even if we finish third and Verstappen finish first, that wouldn't be enough to win the championship for us here today. We have to finish second if Verstappen wins the race. So we're going to have to still fight as always and get ourselves up the sharp end. The fastest lap could decide it here today. If we pick up the fastest lap and finish third, that could give us a championship. So we're going to try and go for that lap here today. Hopefully on strategy we can get the chance to do it. I feel like we're going to go for the one stopper, which is what you can see on screen right now. Verstappen is probably going to go for the two stopper. So it's going to be very, very close. And like I said, a fastest lap could decide the championship here today. But like I said, the crown currently lies with Verstappen. He's the defending world champion. I'm looking to reclaim my crown and have the number one on my car once again for next season. But for that to happen, we have to finish at least on the podium and preferably in second place. So let's get racing and let's see how we get on here today for round 20 of the season for the Brazilian Grand Prix. Right, here we go. Let's build up the revs and get ready for the start of the 5 lights here today. Lights out and away we go, and it's not a good start from us. We don't get away that well. Perez makes a move on the inside. We've got Giovinazzi going for a move as well in the Mercedes. We're going to hold it on the inside line through turn 2 and hold on for now. Verstappen still P1 and Kvyat still P2. We need Kvyat to help us out here today. If Verstappen doesn't win the race, that's suddenly going to make things a lot easier for us in terms of securing the World Championship. But, you know, with the pressure on, I'm expecting Verstappen to try, as Kvyat actually is challenging the Red Bull driver. And they're both side by side at the minute, up into the double right-handers here. Let's see what happens as we go over the top of the hill and Verstappen takes back P1 and he manages to hold on for now. Let's see if we can try and make some progress here. So far, Perez has had a fantastic start, get himself up into the top 4 in the Racing Point. Russell down to P5, and of course we still have the Constructors' Championship up for grabs. Red Bull need to outscore us by 4 points here today to keep the fight alive. If not, then it's all going to be good in terms of the Constructors. But lap 1 draws to a close, and so far, so good. Let's see if we can make something happen. We've had a really good exit actually out of the final corner, but there is no DRS yet, so making a move is going to be difficult as everybody has their engines turned up in this initial phase. We are gaining a little bit on Russell down to turn 1. I thought about it, but we tuck in and wait for now. We'll be patient. Again, we don't have to get too worried about it. Like I said, if we have to, win it in the next race, we'll do it in the next race. But the important thing is keeping the championship advantage with the points. So we'll see how that one pans out. Russell making a move on Perez. Also, Kvyat making a move on Verstappen for the lead of the race. And Kvyat takes the lead of the Brazilian Grand Prix. And these two now, they're losing a bunch of time. We're going to get a beautiful run here on Perez on the outside. He almost goes across. We do hold it on the outside though, double overtake possibly. What a move, we're going to crank the engine up on the exit. Russell pushes us off the track, we get a warning for track limits. Side by side with the Red Bull, but we take the move on the inside. And it's a massive double overtake for the championship as Kvyat takes the lead and we move up to P4. What an incredible transition that was. But we're now in a championship winning position. Verstappen currently in P2 will score 18 points. And we're currently in P4, which would mean 12 points for us. A 6-point difference. That would give us the championship as things stand. I do have wing damage. When Russell shoved us off the track, that gave us wing damage. I thought I could feel something. And my suspicion was true. That's not going to help. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and request a front wing change for the next stop. Hopefully they'll give it to us. And we're going to have to definitely commit to a one-stopper and go long in this race. It means we might struggle for pace a little bit, but it's the best thing we can do. Here comes Russell again. We're giving him an almighty squeeze here, but he caught me napping. Into turn 4, he makes the re-overtake stick. Let's see if we can hang on to him somehow with the wing damage. If I can just stay with him, I won't be too disappointed. For now, though, Kvyat actually seems to be pulling away a little bit from Verstappen. I'm really struggling with this understeer, though. This isn't good. This wasn't part of the plan. We may have trouble here, lads. Kvyat is pulling away. Verstappen is now being attacked by Sebastian Vettel. So it seems like Max could be struggling for pace. I'm trying to hold on to Russell here. I'm not sure if I'll be able to long term, but I'm going to try my best. I'm trying to figure out an alternative strategy to try and think of something to do, because I'm not sure if I can, do this for a long time. We may have to go into the hard tyres instead of the mediums and just cut this stint short. I'm just about hanging on to Russell at the minute. I'm playing around with the gears to really try and get the rotation that I'm missing out on. Verstappen, though, fastest lap, and I think he may have taken the lead back. Or if not, he's in the process of doing so at the minute. Yeah, looks like he has taken the lead back. Oh no, Kvyat's actually got back in front, so they're still battling away, which is good. But it feels like Verstappen now is starting to pick up the pace and starting to get going in this race. I'm just trying to hang on to Russell for as long as I can. This was a better lap from us. the team is saying to commit to the medium. That is the obvious strategy around here. The AI always go for a 2-stop or maybe even a hard tire, and it's a really slow strategy. So that's what I was banking on here today, by, you know, winning the race or at least getting a good result based off of strategy and going very long on the soft tire. But I don't think I can do that now, because the second Russell pits and we lose the DRS and the slipstream effect, we're going to be really slow. I'm literally hanging on because of the DRS at the minute and keeping the pace up. So we're going to have to think of something. Worst thing is, if you look at the minimap, look at the train of cars behind us. Everyone's just doing the DRS effect and the slipstream effect, so everyone's just following and keeping up when they shouldn't normally be keeping up. Therefore, when we pit and we get a front wing change, those seconds that we're going to lose is going to put us right at the back of this train. So it's going to be a very difficult stint. I think whatever happens in the next stint, we are going to go for the mediums. I'm going to roll the dice and try and use the faster tire to hopefully have a chance of getting back through the field, because if we go for the hards, it could be suicide, and I need to, you know, make some positions up. As we pick up our second warning there for track limits, this is not looking good for us at the minute. I'm trying to cling on to DRS. I might have just lost it. No, we've just about held on, but I need to close this gap now. Russell's starting to open up a bit of a window. Verstappen picking up the pace as well. Seems like the Red Bulls are picking it up again. Kvyat pits.
Daniil is coming in for a stop.
He's the only car to bite the bullet so far. Personal best again. We do respond and we close up to Russell a little bit. I'm expecting Kvyat to go onto the hard tyres and go to the finish. At the minute we're doing good. We're getting to that medium tyre phase, which is exactly what we need. And the train behind is just starting to stretch out a little bit with Russell's improved pace. I'm having to give it absolutely everything here to hang on, but it's meaning that we're stretching the train, and hopefully some of these cars just drop back a little bit soon. Sebastian Vettel, new fastest lap. We set a new personal best again. Pace is really picking up now. The fuel also starts to burn off a little bit. Cars get faster. We can't forget we're on our final warning for track limits, so that is going to be a key factor in this race. The second we get the front wing back, we should be okay, but for as long as the front wing is off, I'm a little bit worried that we might pick up a third warning, and that would potentially ruin the race for us. Look how many cars behind us we have. I think we'd actually be out the points. Sebastian Vettel pits, as does Max Verstappen, which means we're going to have to pit this lap, because I'm expecting Russell in this lap. Normally we'd go into about lap 16 or 18, but it seems like even the AI are going to go for the soft medium strategy, so we're going to box this lap and box in for the medium tyres.
Okay, we can take you this lap.
There we go. Let's do this. Russell just dropped us there on the end lap. That wasn't a good lap from us, but also it's a very good one from George. But we are going to all pit now. Here we go. Important pit entry, this one. Get it all slowed down. There we go. That was pretty damn good. Front wing change has been selected. We've got yes on repair wing damage. Hopefully the team obliges. There we go. Let's get this wing fixed. Come on, boys. Let's get this done. Quick, quick, quick.
Go, go, go. You'll be racing on the exit. Complete. Go now.
That was crucial. We rejoined just in front of Nico Hulkenberg. Everyone's going for the hard tyres. There's Giovinazzi. He was just behind us. But we're going for the mediums.
That was our last stop. No more scheduled pit stops.
The hard tyre seems too conservative. I mean, everyone's done pretty much half race distance on soft tyres. You should be able to go for the medium. We're going to rejoin here just in front of Lance Stroll, but just behind Pierre Gasly. So, as I expected, we're now at the back of the train, and this does mean I think we're going to be out the point. So, we've got work to do here, because Verstappen, if he picks up a win, it's going to blow the championship wide open going into the last race. So, this is probably the most important stint of the season so far for us. We have a full wing. We've got faster tyres. We might suffer at the end. I don't think we will. I think we'll be okay. So, head down, maximum push. Nice exit there. Stay in the slipstream of Gasly. Tuck in, he's saving energy. Here comes overtake number one. Let's get it done. We're gaining. We're going to go to the inside as more cars are in the pit lane.
Burned off our excess fuel. We'll be back on target soon. Don't wait too long to turn the engine down.
Down the inside, textbook move. Gasly did give us a massive squeeze. We took a very shallow line into turn one, but we get the job done. We're now into the points, into the top 10. We've got Giovinazzi battling here with McLaren. And Sergio Perez as well. I think that's Carlos Sainz. Could be wrong. Let's see if we can close in on these lot. Got to be careful though. Battles like this could end ugly. As the McLaren does get loose over the top of the hill. We're just going to settle in and wait for an opportunity. Maybe into the hairpin here if we can get a good exit. This is it. Down the inside. Oh, what a move. Perez was turning in there, but we just got in front. Sainz is up next in the McLaren. Easy. Turn the engine up. Let's give it some. Let's see if we can get past one of our former teams. DRS. Giovinazzi doesn't have DRS in the Mercedes, so he could be vulnerable here. We're gaining. These two side by side. We're just going to take a wide line and wait. Giovinazzi stays in front for now. Can we make a move? There is, I believe, another car in front of us. That might be Lewis Hamilton. We're gaining. Down the inside we go. 3 wide. Oh no, there's contact. We've gone for the half spin. Disaster. Up to speed, trying to pick up the pace again. We do just get in front of both Renaults. But we're down to P12 and suddenly we've got to do it all over again. Okay, so everyone's done their pit stops now. We're down to P12. Seems like some cars are on a 2-stop. We've got Bottas in front of us there. He's on soft tyres, so he's 2-stopping. But for now, we're at the points. We need to make progress as we're half race distance. It is looking like we're not going to clinch the championship as we've got yellow flag. We've had contact. Racing Point has gone for a spin. That's Sergio Perez, the exact same place where I had an incident in the last lap. Somebody else has had an incident. So we're now up to P11. That's good news for us. But like I was saying, it does seem like I won't be able to secure the championship this race unless Verstappen has an absolute horror show. So for now, it's all about recovering points and trying to keep the points gap as big as possible going into Abu Dhabi. Okay, I think Gasly in front may have wing damage. He's quite slow. Maybe he had the contact with Sergio Perez, who cost him quite badly. So we're closing in. And we're catching back up to the points once again this race. Yellow flag, sector 2. Williams slowing down. That could be interesting. As we are going to set a personal best, I think. Yeah, only just, but we do set one. Romain Grosjean out, so it's actually a Toro Rosso, my bad. No VSC though, or safety car, unfortunately, it seems. So we're not going to get any help from that. We're going to have to push on. Here we go then. We've closed up to Gasly. Now it's our chance to pass him. To be fair, I thought I was faster than I was, but I'm actually not incredibly fast. But we're fast enough to still make progress. But Gasly doesn't have damage as Bottas pits, so we're going to get 2 for 1 here. Down the inside we go. It's a late one, but we make it stick. And just like that, we're up to P9 now, making progress. Let's keep it going. Bit of a scruffy move. Gasly locking up as well, but we get the job done. Kvyat pits again.
Daniil is in the pits. Daniil in the pits.
So that's surprising. So Kvyat didn't go for the hard tyres. He must have gone for another set of soft. So he must have been leading the race, but he has now handed the lead back to Max Verstappen. To be fair, we don't know what tyres Verstappen's on, but I'm guessing it's mediums and or hards. He's going to the finish. But Kvyat on a 2-stopper. That means at the minute Red Bull could be 1-2, which is massive for their Constructors' Championship hopes as well. This isn't working out like a good race for us so far. But we'll keep pushing as Sainz and Giovinazzi are battling in front. We're still on 2 warnings for track limits. I've got to be careful. I can't really push all out. Kvyat's rejoined in front of us, so hopefully he can try and catch the Red Bulls. A bit oversteer there, but I think we've just about got ourselves in DRS range, which is good, as we're also on for a personal best. I'm pushing hard this lap. Kvyat fires up the race, 106.8. Personal best from us, 107.1. Pace is good. We do run it in a little bit high to turn 1, though. That's not going to help. But these two in front, side by side, battling away. We've got to wait for the chance. It might happen at the end of this lap, maybe on the pit straight. We'll see how it pans out. But for now, let's just watch this battle continue. All right, here we go, lads. It's game time. Got to get past both of these guys, and then that'll be a semi-decent recovery. Up to P7, hopefully. That's what I'm looking for. Try and get off this P9. I've saved my fuel for this moment. Let's see if we can get past Giovinazzi first of all. It's going to be tricky, but we'll try our best. We're pulling him in, but it seems like he's got a lot of power in that Mercedes. And we'll hang back a little bit, maybe try and get the exit through here. Oh, getting so much dirty here on the front end. Not close enough, I don't think. We'll try again. That's a much better exit. No oversteer this time, nice and clean. Over the hill. Now we open DRS, this is it. And also Gio is not as close to Carlos Sainz this time round. We're going to squeeze on the inside. Can't go too late on the brakes, otherwise we'll collect Sainz. We run in very hard, a little bit of contact with Giovinazzi there, but we make the move. Up to P8. Tires are starting to fade just a little bit now. As the hard tire starts to come into its own, that tire can last forever around here. So you can set a personal best on the very last lap on those if we need to. But let's try and get after Sainz now. He won't have DRS. This should be an easier overtake. little bit far back actually from Sainz. Don't think it's going to happen on the pit straight, but maybe it can happen down to turn 4. Kvyat fastest lap once again, 106.6. We're going to get close to Carlos into turn 1. I don't even think this is going to happen into turn 4, to be honest with you. It seems like Carlos has good pace in that McLaren. We have had a really nice run through there, but even then it's not going to be enough, I don't think. We're going to have to wait a little bit longer for this move to happen. Struggling to get this move done. I tried last and that didn't happen either. I don't really have any fuel to use with Rich Mix. I just can't get close enough. Sainz gets a really good exit out of the final corner. We're closing in. Let's see if we can keep it tight through here. Oh my god, I'm losing the tyres. I'm struggling. That's going to ruin it. That was a really good one. That one was really close for once, but I don't think we can challenge now. We put Sainz on the defensive a little bit. It's going to happen at the final corner. Oh my god. Oh. Oh ho ho. Christmas. An early Christmas gift. Wow. Right in front of us, Carlos Sainz's engine goes pop, and let's go. Suddenly we're up to P7. That takes the pressure off because I was struggling to get the move done. We should be okay now, but this is going to be where we finish in today's race. It's amazing what clean air can do. Not having that dirty air from Sainz no more. We just fall short of the personal best. Well, that was without DRS. I lost 2 tenths up the hill alone, but the pace has improved a little bit, but it's too late for us to catch Leclerc. Just got to hope he maybe has a penalty or something. That's all I can wish for. Okay, this time we should get the personal best. Using up the rest of our fuel. There we go. That's the best we can do. Ooh, that's a massive lock up as Leclerc and Hamilton start battling in front. That could be our last chance. See if maybe some contact between those guys. They're actually pulling away from me. The gap was 4 seconds. It's gone up to 5. I think the fact that they're in a DRS battle, on a DRS train more like, is allowing them to pull away. So whatever I do, they can just do better. At the minute though, Kvyat has the fastest lap, so let's hope it stays that way, and that point goes to Ferrari. Kvyat 106.4, even better. Hopefully that's the fastest lap secured for the team. Here we go, down the hill. Verstappen's going to win it though. No issues for him today. Not a perfect race, you know, Kvyat gave him some trouble early on, but it was meant to be for him to win. This is his chance to get himself back into the championship. We can only manage P7 on the recovery after a wing damage and then a spin due to contact. It is what it is. Not great.
I can't say that I'm happy with how today went, but I'm sure you gave it your best. Better luck next time.
Red Bull pulling out all the stops today. What a great win. Anthony Davidson, how do you think they were able to set themselves apart today?
Well, I know it's a bit of a boring answer, but the truth is they simply had the best speed package on the day, and a driver who knows how to take advantage of that. It doesn't matter how much time you spend poring over the stats and planning strategies if you can't keep the pace, and our winner today showed they could do both.
The drivers are en route to the podium as we speak. What a fantastic win for the Red Bull team. They performed exceptionally today, keeping us firmly on the edge of our seats throughout the entirety of the race. Congratulations to everyone at the team.
Right, so the results are in, and it's a 1-2 for Red Bull. Danny Kvyat right at the end went on an absolute rampage, and he got himself onto the podium and just missed out on second place. One more lap and Kvyat would have recovered to a second place finish on a 2-stop strategy, which if you look at the pit stops, pretty much nobody did. The 2-stopper was pretty much suicidal around here. You know, the 1-stop is the much faster strategy. But having said that, Kvyat also did pick up the fastest lap, so he did a really good job today. He held Verstappen up in the first part of the race, and you know, as far as it comes to my teammate, that's all I can ask for the championship battle. But it is a 1-2 for Red Bull. Sebastian Vettel misses out on P4 on the podium. Lewis Hamilton, really good race from him, up in P5. Charles Leclerc in 6th, and then we come home P7 after all of our issues in today's race. Antonio Giovinazzi 8th, Hulkenberg 9th, and Magnussen 10th, and our podium streak does come to an end, and this is our first non-podium since Bahrain, and actually our worst result of the season. So it goes to show how strong we've been this year. But Pierre Gasly, P11, missing out on the points along with Valtteri Bottas. Then we have Sergio Perez in 13th, of course, after his spin as well, in the exact same place where I spun. Lando Norris P14, Kimi Raikkonen behind him, and then it's Albon, Stroll, Ricciardo running up the top 18, and then Sainz and Grosjean out of the race here today. But in terms of the championships, first of all, the drivers. Going into the finale, Verstappen has a chance. The gap is 15 points, and it's pretty much the exact same scenario as this one. For us, all we've got to do is score 11 points in the last race, and we win the championship. Doesn't matter what Verstappen does. If we score 11 points, it's job done. So, if we finish P4 in Abu Dhabi, that's enough for us. So we could have, Russell, Verstappen, and Kvyat finish ahead of us. As long as we get P4, that's a good finish. If we get P5, we need to pick up the fastest lap of the race. So those are the two scenarios. In terms of the constructors, Red Bull have also given themselves a chance, and the gap is 27 points out of a possible 44. It could still happen. If one of the cars retires, if myself or Kvyat retire in the last race, it could be trouble, especially if Red Bull get a 1-2 finish, as Racing Point overtake McLaren there for P3. But heading into Abu Dhabi, guys, it is going to be winner takes all. But if you guys enjoyed this video here today at Brazil, drop a like and subscribe if you are new for daily Formula 1 content on the channel. Also, turn on notifications, guys, to not miss out on the finale and also the start of season number 7 coming very soon. And finally, check out these 2 videos on your screen if you have missed them. But that is it from us here today at Brazil, and we'll see you next time in the finale in Abu Dhabi.